Prosperous and so prosper. May your heart forever be in posture to receive mercy, glory from above. May you prosper as your soul so prosper. May your heart forever be in posture to receive mercy, glory from above. Prosper as your soul prosper. May your heart forever I will be in good health, and I will prosper. I will be successful, and I will. Whatever I put my hands to do will be blessed. I will receive mercy. Whatever I put my hands to, whatever I put my hands to, will. Greetings, beloveds. Welcome to Muse and Magic 1111. Thanks for stopping by my channel for yet another deep dive into your tarot journey. My name is Aisha, also known as Goddess, coming to you from Bay Area, California. I am your local healer, muse, spiritual advisor, and so much more. We're just going to dive in. I typically would do like a healing and all that good stuff, but we're just going to get into these cards right now because these are some messages that you're going to need to hear, Aries. Welcome. Okay. So general energies right now surrounding you, Aries, is answers. I feel like, you've been looking for answers. You've been asking universe, maybe asking a higher power, right? The divine, for answers. Answers to what you say. I feel like this has a lot to do with this, the Four of Pentacles here, just really frustrations regarding your money, improvements that need to be made in your financial situation. And I feel like, this takes you sometimes into really deep thought. Like, it's almost like I want to say, if you don't change something, nothing will change, right? And I think that's part of the thought that you've been having. Like, what can I do? When is this going to change? I really can't see an end. I really can't see a future. Like, I really can't see how and where and when and how my circumstances are going to change with the way that things are. And I think it just gives you a little frustration there. And then, next to that, we have freedom in reverse, and which tells me that you don't feel free. Like, I feel like you feel bound. It's almost like you're on this wheel of having to go punch a clock. Just see you going with like coveralls and a pail to work. You know what I'm saying? Punching the clock. You go in like a robot, you do your job, and then you come out, unpunch the clock. You know what I mean? Punch out, and then head home, and then you go and get some rest, and you get up and you do it all over again. And all that's in that pail is a little peanut butter and jelly sandwich and You know, you're not even eating the way you really want to eat. You're not even feeding yourself the way you want, what you really want to feed yourself. You're just surviving. You're just surviving. You're just paychecking to paychecking and surviving. And that doesn't feel free. It feels like bondage oftentimes. Okay. And yeah, this is money frustrations. So there's no freedom when you feel like you're going in and you're doing a job that you're either overworked and underpaid for, or you're just not paid enough for, period, to maintain the type of life and or lifestyle that you desire. And you don't see how you can kind of get out of this humdrum of life, you know what I mean, of cyclical Groundhog's Day. You know, every day is the same day as yesterday until you change a thing. But what do I change? How do I change it? Where do I change it? When do I change it? What do I change? How does it change? Right? Those are the questions you're seeking answers to. And then there's like a lack of courage here. This gives me the Wizard of Oz, or the Wiz. You know how the lion was seeking courage but didn't realize that he had it in him all along. Sometimes when we're bound, it's almost like the story of slavery. We always hear about how the slaves were out, almost not even outnumbered, but outwitted. Because how else can you keep a race of people down, a whole race of people down, when there was just a few? I don't literally mean a handful, but just a few, the handful that was running everything and owning everything and enslaving everyone. You understand what I'm saying? That can't possibly be true. Nobody talks about the story of Rebel. Nobody talks much about the slaves that escaped and got away. We know one story, okay? We know Harriet Tubman and the Underground Railroad, but we don't know of all the others that were successful in escaping and helping others escape before Harriet Tubman. We don't know. We don't get told the stories of how others stood up on buses, got beat down, killed, possibly jailed or whatever, but it didn't change anything. We only know about Rosa Parks. They don't tell us the story of how our people actually did fight before that. So it's almost like I get this feeling of you not recognizing that your ancestors were not people who sat down, or excuse me, not people that stood and moved out of the way and didn't fight. You understand what I'm trying to say? Your ancestors were not people who sat down when they needed to stand for something. That's in you. That's in your DNA. When your ancestors were overworked and underpaid, they fought, they rebelled. So where you think that you may not have the courage to leave your situation, leave your partner, leave your job, leave your career, leave your home, I almost want to say leave your city, leave your state, leave your comfort, what's comfortable for you, leave some of your friends and things you like to do. Leave the courage to leave those things behind. It is in you. Okay? A lot of what shows up in this reading, I'm noticing, is financial woes, financial problems, financial. Yeah. Ace of Cups is about the, it's almost like there's no helping hand. This is in reverse. Who do you run to? You have no one. I keep saying this for a lot of people. There is no cavalry coming from you. You got to save yourself. Okay? So you're going to have to turn this lack of courage into courage to do something different, because remember, as I said in the very beginning, if you don't change nothing, okay, nothing will change. Okay? I know I'm not speaking proper English, but y'all get where I'm going with that. Okay. So yeah, this is about financial health. This whole reading, everything, every card that came up about some type of finances. And so this is about financial health. And I don't feel like you feel like your finances are very healthy right now. It's a desire. It's a desire that you have to have a healthy financial situation. But again, this is right underneath the answers card. You still need answers. You're still asking questions. You're trying to figure out the who, what, where, when, why, and how of a thing. Okay? And really what this is talking about is this is the Eight of Cups. This is, you know, it's money problems still. He's walking away from these cups. I just feel like I want to say feeling bound, feeling stuck, feeling like you can't move left or right, forwards or backwards because there's something holding you in place right now. And it's making you feel like, I don't want to say like giving up, but like there's just a lack of courage or some kind of fear here, you know, around being very stagnant. But this is the walking away and leaving. It's almost like, even though this isn't necessarily the card for that, but I do kind of almost feel like this is the card too of cutting your losses. You know, like, no. And once you do this walk away, yeah, it's almost like once you do this walk away, because these money problems, it just makes me feel frustrated even trying to get this out. These money issues and this lack of courage is keeping you from walking away from something, from turning your back on something, right? But the lack of you having courage and turning your back on something is what's keeping you kind of in this stagnant energy of having money frustrations, money woes, and whatnot. And money wants to come in. That's what this whole Ace of Pentacles is about. Opportunities want to come in. Money wants to come in, but it's in the reverse. So I feel like it's tied to you not quite being ready to walk away from something so that you can. It's almost like as soon as you finally decide to turn around, remember Sodom and Gomorrah? When you said, just turn around, just don't turn back. You're just gonna have to bite the bullet. Turn around and don't come back. Don't even look back. Or you turn into a pillar of salt. It's like the same thing. If you just decide to just finally walk away from something, trust that the universe is holding you, carrying you. That is what's going to bring you a change in your finances to financial health. Okay? Somebody needed to hear that. Okay? Yeah, because I feel like when your money's not up, you don't have the confidence. You lack confidence. You lack the confidence that you feel like you would typically have as a person because your finances aren't where you want them to be, right? And so, okay. So there's some type of a governmental or maybe an official situation that is keeping you, keeping down your confidence, right? There's a lack of confidence here because maybe some situation happened to do with some type of governmental agency, some type of whatever. This could be anything because an official building could mean a court of law. It could, we could think about where people go to get married. It's almost like maybe this marriage or maybe this, and it may not be a literal marriage. It could be just a marriage to your career, a marriage to your job, a marriage to, the city you're in, the place that you're in, the family you're in, like whatever is keeping you kind of bound, to a situation is also messing up your confidence. I keep looking at this because it's just such a, just such a, meh energy. You know what I'm saying? This is also about, man, I feel like whatever this is around this lack of confidence right here is also in this, official business or whatever it is. There's also some type of secret that's something being withheld or some secret that's not being revealed. Kind of want to clarify that even more. Let's do that. What is the secret not being revealed? Oh my God, all these cards. So this is a journey, a movement, possible move of residence. This is someone being indecisive, undecided, needing to, yeah, this is needing you to take a step out of the situation so that you can get clarity. I will say that I recently went on vacation. It wasn't long, but it was long enough. And I realized that in getting away to quietness out of the country where there wasn't all this, 5G tower and, buzz, buzz, buzz. The Wi-Fi was wonky. I couldn't get on, I'm not even on social media like that, but I couldn't really even call anyone with Wi-Fi. It was just cutting off and cutting up and all the things. But in that quietness, in that stillness, I had to be present, which I love being anyway. And I came back home with clarity. I came back home kicking ass, taking names. I came back home knowing who, what, where, when, why, how I needed to cut people out, cut things away from my life, cut things out of my life, cut habits out of my life, cut thoughts out of my life. Like I came back here clear than a motherfucker. Okay? Excuse my not so French. So I feel like there's some time or space that needs to come up for you, Aries, where you can get away to get to clarity. You can go quiet. And I feel like this particular time, whatever your normal habits are, is what you need to let go of. If you go away on vacation or go somewhere and you always fill up the space and the time with something in particular, smoking, drinking, going, excursions, visiting people, that's the shit you need to cut out. This time you need to go and get quiet with yourself. Go be quiet. Go to a quiet place, a quiet space. Go get in touch with nature. Go on a nature hike. Go on a ride through the countryside. Like it's just quiet. Turn off the YouTube, the social media, the phone, the TV. Do something that makes your soul sing. Dance maybe. Listen to music, but within reason, like not no ratchet type shit. Just, maybe some jazz, something with no words so you can still be clear and present and get clarity. If you listen to too much words, it's still some shit filling up your head where you can't really, really go quiet. Somebody needs to hear that, okay? So this is about, yeah, so there could be a movement or someone considering a move of residence, change of residence. This is indecisiveness, needing to take some time away, needing to step away from a situation so that you can see clearly, right? This is, So there's the Queen of Cups here in the picture. This could be a mother figure. It could be a mother of some children or a mother figure. It could be someone who's just very nurturing, right? I don't know, but I feel like this woman is tied a little bit to your confidence. I feel like maybe there's something that's coming in, some messages coming in, something coming in on the wind for you, maybe as it pertains to this feminine energy that is going to help to heal you and to kind of restart, recharge your confidence. Okay. Now we have compassion. I don't think you've been really holding compassion for yourself, Aries. I don't think you've been holding a lot of space for compassion for others. And mainly it's just a reflection of yourself and how you feel about yourself. And I don't think you're very compassionate with yourself. I don't think you do enough for self-care. I don't think you do enough of taking care of yourself. You know, and when I say that, I just mean, when was the last time you might have gotten a massage? When was the last time you might have gone out, like I said, and got into nature, just got grounded? When is the last time you took yourself out for a great meal and you didn't skimp on yourself? You know what I'm saying? You ain't budgeting, you know what I mean? When was the last time you really did something special for yourself? When was the last time you paid yourself first? I know you work hard and you go and you clock in, you clock out. Remember the coveralls and the lunch pail and the peanut butter jam? I know. But when was the last time you took care, did anything to take care of yourself? Because you strike me as the type of person who usually likes to be very precise about how your appearance is. Very, just very, I don't want to say anal, but kind of just very anal about things being precise, being pristine, being, you know what I'm saying? Being put together. You know what I mean? When was the last time you really allowed yourself to just look the part and feel the part and be the part because you've treated yourself as such? Okay? That's important for someone. Okay, so there's like this lack of compassion that you've been having for yourself and for others, and I feel like maybe this time spent away for a vacation or staycation even is going to help you to kind of come back to that. Have more compassion for yourself, and whatever it is that you think that you're lacking, whatever you think you need to still work on, just have compassion for yourself. Because there's some good news coming in on the wind for you, Aries. This good news is going to be tied to business. And it's probably going to be with a woman. I think there may be a woman, maybe a dark, maybe why do I want to say an ethnic woman, but dark hair, dark eyes, dark, maybe even dark complexion. Okay, but this is going to have something to do with, for sure, with your change in opportunities and therefore the change in your financial health. Okay, let's just kind of see what you need to do for your self-care check, Aries. Okay, we have sound check. This came up for, who did this come up for? Yesterday. I think, was it Libra? But very similar. Okay, sound check. Check in with yourself. Just like a sound check on the stage. Check the mics, check the speakers, check the sound, the whole sound system. Check the stage, check the vocals, check, whatever it is that needs to be checked. You do that with yourself. Check on your health, check on your mental, check on your emotional, check on yourself, check in with yourself. And this is just confirmation that there needs to be some type of a self-care regime, a day of self-care, something for your soul. Okay? Let go. Let go of any lack of compassion you have for yourself. Let go of any feeling of financial woes. Let go of any need to come to any specific answer, and just be open to how universe shows up for you and answers you, and how you and what you need to hear and how you need to hear it. But let go of the expectation of what that could look like. Okay? And um just let go. Just let go. You know exactly what that means for you. Okay? And call on your joy guides. So call on your ancestors, your angels. Call on your ancestors and your angels to help you, to help bring forth opportunities, help you to see the opportunities that can come up for you or that are coming up for you. Call on your ancestor guides to help you to go inward and take care of yourself, to nurture yourself, open up time and space for you to be able to do so and get paid. I'm going to speak that into existence. Okay? And the changes that are underway right now. We have volunteer. It is that what you need. Whatever it is that you need, it is that you should be giving at this time. So if you need financial help, be sure to give. Okay? The guy standing in front of that, 7-Eleven, Circle K, or store, whatever, randomly give someone something that they need, so that you're building up good karma for yourself, so that you are putting out to the universe, hey, that I'm ready to receive, because universe always fills the void, right? Universe provides. Yeah. Realizations and epiphanies. Remember, I talked about that. Getting space, going away, change of environment so that you can get clarity, so that you can have these epiphanies and these, it says realizations, manifestations is what I wanted to say. Visualizations even, dream. Okay? Courage. That's so interesting that this would even come up, because remember, you had courage in reverse here, something that needed to be worked on, something you weren't really displaying in a situation. But this is courage. Courage is underway. And also spiritual growth. And there's a lot of people going through a bit of a spiritual growth now, but what that sometimes can look like is, as you're elevating, as you're transforming, as you are evolving, shit can feel like it's hitting the fan. Your body could be going through changes, headaches, and cold and flu symptoms, and aches and pains. You know what I mean? Like, it could be an all-out, I almost want to say like an all-out war between the part of you that wants to stay stagnant and the same, and oh, I'm afraid to change, and the other part of you that knows you need it. Your soul is calling out for it. It's necessary, because if there's no change, you won't survive. You know what I mean? Your soul won't survive any more stagnancy. And I almost feel like I want to refer this book to you. It's an older book. It was out years ago, and it's called Who Moved My Cheese? And it was a book about 4 mice. And really what it really was an example of is just the 4 different archetypes, the 4 different types of people, and what happens when things change, when they start to change, how each mouse reacts to it very differently. But it describes the various archetypes of the people who exist in our lives, the 4 types of people in our lives. So check that book out, because there's something in it for you. And when I tell you, you'll read it in like 30 minutes, okay? Because it's only like 90-something pages or 80-something pages. It's a very short book. But it's called Who Moved My Cheese? I can't tell you the author, but I'm sure only one person has, written a book of that particular title. Once again, I also want to mention that the song in the very beginning, Prosper, is by Michael Wyatt. Oh my God, what is his name? Michael Wyatt. Oh, I'm sorry. David Michael Wyatt. My bad. I knew that. I was having a brain fart. David Michael Wyatt. Check him out as well. I stumbled across him on YouTube. but I have his whole shish downloaded to my iTunes because, or Apple Music, excuse me, because he's dope. Okay, so that's it, Aries. That's all I got for you today, babe. I'm sorry that it just seems like there's such a thing with the financial thing, but the great thing about it is financial health is underway, change is on the way, courage is on the way. You are the one you're waiting for. So just know that there is a change in the financial situation. I think it definitely has to do with you making the choice to stand and just turn your back on some of those old ways of thinking, old people, places, and things, maybe even an old career, old job, or old partner, or whatever. But that that moment that you decide to do that and not look back, Sodom and Gomorrah, right? You will be blessed. You will get to your promised land, but just don't look back. Okay. Until next time, I love you, beloved. Man, and all you're getting, get understanding. And until next time, be well in wholeness. Love you. Bye.